this is being built out now. Pretty well, anyone with Solutions 8 is getting this tool attached. We are optimizing everyone's shopping feed. We've got our in-house specialists doing this every day now. I mean, if we can get anywhere near performance like this with just optimizing titles and descriptions and making sure all our feeds are built to best practice, why wouldn't we do it?
Hi, everyone. This is Regina and also Glenn from Solutions 8. Say hi.
Hi, everyone.
We're going to walk through FeedGen. I have no idea what it is, but I think Glenn's going to show us, and he has some serious success with it. So we're going to find out what that is, what that success looks like. So what is it, Glenn? What's FeedGen?
FeedGen, right. So I came across FeedGen is it's a free tool provided by the Google marketing team. It is can be accessed by GitHub, and we'll share the link to that. Now, I first came across FeedGen probably late last year, and let's just say it's not the most intuitive tool to use. It's when you look at it and you look at the GitHub and you look at the repository, oh my God, this looks so confusing. And then when you start, it all depends on which account you're running it. If you're doing it in a cloud workspace, it should work. If you're doing it in a normal Google Gmail account, it doesn't work. It breaks. It was such a nightmare to use, and I was really struggling on getting the thing to work. But I persevered, and I got in contact with the developer, and big kudos to Mahab. He's in Germany. He works for Google, and he has been nothing but helpful. Really, really great guy. Him and I have been chatting on LinkedIn quite extensively. I've just been persevering. And after about probably 6 to 7 weeks, I got it working. And worked out how all the configurations work, all the nuances, setting it up, uses Google's Vertex AI. So Vertex AI, what is that, you ask? Good question, Regina.
Well, can I interrupt and say and ask you what is the final, what is the value? What does it do? What's the final result? Why would someone want to use it? Yeah,
I know. I'm talking about FeedGen. Everyone's going, what is it? It is a Google shopping feed optimization tool. So what it will do, based on best practice, it will optimize Google shopping titles and Google shopping descriptions, along with any attributes that you have, like colors, materials, sizes, all that sort of stuff. And as we all know, those attributes and really well optimized titles and descriptions go a long way in helping you become more prevalent in the auction and more exposure. Whilst that process of optimization for feeds could be good for, it's easy enough. There's lots of other tools out there that do that for you, like Data Feed Watch, Go Data Feed, those sort of tools. You can create rules and that sort of thing. Not a lot of people, one, have the budget to use those tools. Two, have the wherewithal to create and optimize titles and descriptions for thousands of SKUs. And we've got clients that literally have thousands of SKUs. We've got one that's got 47,000 SKUs.
Yeah. So
could you imagine having to go through, even if you did create feed rules, how do you optimize title tags and descriptions for 47,000 SKUs? Like that would be a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Yeah. So this tool, FeedGen, lends itself perfectly for those type of businesses that have a massive SKU range. But
and why does it help with 47,000 SKUs? Like, how can it be better than a rule?
Because this is the power of the tool. What it does. So if anyone knows anything about Google's AI, Gemini has a version called Gemini Pro, and as of today, whilst we're recording this video, Gemini Pro 1.5 was released. I've contacted the dev. I've said, "Woo, here's 1.5." He goes, "Yep, we're going to update it." So probably today or tomorrow, I'm hoping We will be accessing Google's latest AI model using this tool.
Oh,
Like,
I see.
amazing. It's very, very cool. I can't wait to get stuck into it. But anyway, what this tool does, it uses Gemini Vision, right? So Gemini Vision is, it has the ability to go somewhere and it will look at your web page or look at an image and then go, well, in that image is, you know, a red shoe with white shoelaces, and it's a men's version, and the background is a forest. So it can recognize things. So it's, you know, like Google Lens, you can take something in Google Lens on your phone, it can recognize that. So that's called Google Vision. So when inside the script, you put in the link to your image, the link to your web page, and there's two options where you say, go look at my image, look at my web page. It will then look at your description, it'll look at your image, look at the web page and go, well, I think that you should have this in your title and you should have this in your description.
Wow. Oh my God. So it basically you just feed it your entire website, and then it like
you feed it the link,
the products, and what you're selling.
Your product. So you'll have a product like a row. You got, and so you'll have the ID, your item ID, whether it's a Shopify ID, and then you'll have your existing title, your existing description, any other attributes you got, color, size. Then you got a link to the product page, then you got a link to your image, and you feed that into, and you say, and then there's a couple of other things, and I'll show you that how that works. They're called few shot prompting. So there are best practice for Google. Best practices for Google are, if I'm an apparel brand and I'm a well-known brand, let's just say we'll use Nike as an example. Everyone knows Nike. Nike shoes. So Google's best practice is put your brand first, then you have your product type, then you might have a color, a size, brand, gender, product type, color, size, any other attribute at the end. And that's how you would generally have the flow of a title. If you're not that well-known a brand, you would probably put your brand at the end. So that's called appending the brand. So you might just have gender, product type, attribute, and any other features you might have in there.
Yeah.
If you're a physical product, you would have a different layout of how you would have that title, right? And inside the FeedGen tool, the description, they've got a table going, well, if you're an apparel brand, this is what we recommend. Now, this you've got to take into account, this is Google's tool that they built for their shopping auction, saying if you follow this, it might help you.
Yeah,
that's a big, use this tool, follow our best practice, optimize your titles, optimize your descriptions, put in your attributes. It might help you in the auction.
And that's how we've been doing it as well. Like every agency in the whole world has been doing it that way, right? Like we write some rules, we decide, okay, do we want the brand at the beginning of the end? What are the most important keywords that we want the algorithm to look at? We try to structure the words that way, and then you end up with a product title that might be optimized for the algorithm, but not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily make any sense, right? It's not like a sentence or a nicely worded description in the title of the product. It's like a series of words in the order of importance, basically.
Okay, and not only that too, what we have to take into account is in a shopping auction, in the Google shopping, right? Yeah. Google is delivering products using its AI, isn't it? Now imagine if that same AI that's giving preference to things in auctions, and we got it, that AI that's running the auction, and we said, hey, AI, can you help us with our titles? Sure, I can do that for you. Why not use it?
It's going to choose what order to put what words in that it likes the best. That's cool.
Yeah. So let me show you, and the link will be in the description of the video anyway. But this is it. Like this is the GitHub repository, and this is just the code. You don't have to worry about any of that. Here it is, FeedGen, optimize shopping feeds with generative AI. The last one is at March 2024. Probably once this is published, it'll be April 2024, because like I said, Gemini 1.5 Pro is out, so we can use that. But here's all the description. This is how you use it, getting started. There's screenshots of the templates. And this is where you look at this and go, oh my God, this looks so freaking confusing. And then you get to the shot, the one shot, a few shot prompts, and then you've got output tabs, and you've got scoring and evals, and was it good, was it bad? It's got image understanding, and then down here, obviously, this is what I was talking about, best practice. So this is your best practice. Am I an apparel brand? They consider this is how we recommend you have your title structure. Are you a consumable? This is how we recommend you have your title structure. So depending on what sort of product you're selling, it might be a good idea to have your title structure laid out like this. Not only that, when we're looking at a shopping ad, right? Google shows 70 characters. You'll only ever see 70 characters and then maybe ... If there's anything after the 70 characters, there'll always be the 3 dots, which indicates to the user that the title has been truncated because there's more characters. But we never see them inside a paid ad. We never see them. But Google gives us 150 characters. Most people don't use 150 characters in their title tag. Not only that.
And those are the keywords. So you want to, ideally, you want to use as many keywords as are relevant to your product. Is usually about 150, if not more. You
need 150. Well, I highly recommend it. If you don't have 150 characters in your title tag that's relevant to your product,
you're losing out. Yeah.
Not only that, and I think this is what a lot of people don't realize, is you've got 5,000 characters you can use the description. Now, I can guarantee you there aren't too many people putting 5,000 characters into a description. Now, Google knows this. So it's going to try as best as it can to populate the title and the description as well as it can to get as close as it can.
You mean the FeedGen?
Making it look, pardon?
You mean the FeedGen is going to try to do
that? Yes. So it knows that it's 150 character limit inside the title, 5,000 character limit inside the description. Okay. And so it will generate the titles and description. Yeah. And then once you've run the script, you can then go through and check it. So this is like this is an example of the latest version. And so you always have an input.
Can you zoom in a little bit? Sorry to interrupt.
Can I zoom in? Yeah, that's a bit small, isn't it? All right. So this is the input feed. This is Google's demo product store. And so this is here. You go say, here, Google, here's my current everything I've got, my item ID, my title, description, brand, gender, category, blah, blah, blah. So you're telling Google, this is currently what I've got. Here's my product inventory.
Mm-hmm.
You have a configuration platform. Now, this is where you basically tell you're feeding, there's prompting, there's you got to create it, everything's done through the Google Cloud. So you've got to have a Google Cloud account. You've got to open up Vertex account, enable APIs, enable users. It is, and all the steps are in here on how to do this. And if you come to the sheet under the getting started, make a copy of the sheet, import this. Everything's here. Step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mm-hmm. But it's not like import your target feed, input feed, blah, blah, blah. That in itself, a 2-sentence description, whilst it makes sense, there could be in that step alone 30 steps.
That doesn't sound fun.
No, it's not. And that's the thing. When you might grab your feed, but then it's got to be like this. And then sometimes, and I don't know if you've seen, sometimes when you got a description, sometimes there's all these weird characters in the descriptions, and it just it's a mess. Yeah. So they got to be cleaned up. So it's not. It's whilst these steps are easy. Oh, okay, I just need to do these things. A lot of people get lost. Like this step 5. If you don't already have one, create a Google Cloud project, enable a Vertex API. Here's the guide, and then ensure all users are running FeedGen have the Vertex AI user role. What? What does that mean? So that was like, oh my God. But there's guides here, but it's not an intuitive process. But once you got it working, that's just setting it up. Then you've got to configure it with all of these settings. Like there's tick boxes here, and there's different models you can use, and it gives you an estimation of how much it's going to cost you, and do you want titles, and do you want descriptions, and I also want you to go and visit. We want you to
how much it's going to cost you, like for a click?
Well, yeah. So it'll give you an estimation of how much it's going to cost you, because you're using Google's API. It's AI. So it will cost you for them to rewrite everything like that. This has got, so in this input feed, this has got 1,000 products. So 1,000 products, to rewrite 1,000 products for titles and descriptions will cost you.
You charge they charge like a one-time fee to rewrite it, or they're
$2.46. So you've got a completely optimized description and title for $2.50. It's not bad, is it? Imagine paying an outsourcer or a contractor to optimize your title tags and descriptions. It costs more than $2.
How do they take money? I didn't realize.
Well, that's when you open up a Google Cloud project.
Okay.
So when you go to Google Cloud, you just Google Cloud Console. Google will say, "Hey, open up an account, and here's $300 credit." Okay, they give you $300 to play with anyway. So that's a few FeedGen runs, isn't it?
I see.
Yeah, but you've got to put in a credit card if you want to keep using it. But it is a very, very cost-effective way to optimize your titles and your descriptions.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that Google will someday automatically do this? Like maybe this is their way of beta testing some AI algorithm that's gonna someday be part of Google's standard go-to, and then by then when they do that, the competition will be such that everyone's using it. So,
well, yeah, maybe. I mean, it's sort of getting it's giving recommendations. You look at the generative AI that's coming into Google already now. There's recommendations on titles and in like text ads and things like that. This is a little bit harder, but in saying that too, there might be keywords that the AI doesn't put in your title that you actually want in your title, and that's where we run a script for, especially for PMAX campaigns, and it has a thing called Ngrams, and we can have a look at our PMAX has an insight section, and it'll give you keyword categories, and it'll show you, are you getting conversions on those keywords? You go, oh, we're getting, let's grab this keyword and put it in our title tag. But the Vertex AI might not have that in there. So whilst it saves a lot of time, it's not 100% infallible, if that makes sense.
You have to comb through afterwards.
Yes.
That would be hard for 47,000 characters. Can you use feed rules after it optimizes? If you say, oh,
well, the way it works is once you've run it, so you obviously you initialize it, then you've got to run the FeedGen. This is where everything, all the actions are done. Generate. You can have multiple steps, multiple runs, and get it to keep running and running and running. Then when you're happy with the output, you then make sure you tick everything. It creates this output feed. Then you then create a supplemental feed. Everyone knows how to do supplemental feeds if they run Google Ads. And then the supplemental feed with the optimized titles and descriptions now become the default, and it attaches it to the main feed. So it is a little bit of a muck around, but if you want best practice employed to optimize titles and descriptions, it is a great way to get this process done for you very, very quickly by the company that you're advertising on. Yeah,
that's really cool. So show us the success you had.
An example. Okay, so all right, so I turn this on, and we won't be showing the brand name and what have you for privacy for the client, but I'm going to open up a Google Merchant Center, and I want you to tell me when you thought I turned it on.
This seems
this is inside Merchant Center. This is competitive visibility, businesses with the highest visibility, and so it compares you with like Amazons and Walmarts and Etsy's and blah blah blah. So I turned this on Thursday, the 14th of March. That's when I added the supplemental feed.
That's exactly when I was going to guess, by the way.
Yeah. So of course you did. But as you can see, like we're pretty like up, down, up, and the red line is like standard.
Yeah, that's
this
everyone
is their
else.
brand. It's up, it's down, bit of a drop, and it's just up, down, up, down, up, down, and
So
it's still going.
This is impressions that we're looking at in the blue.
This is competitive visibility. This is your visibility in the auction. So how competitive are you?
I see. So it's like page overlap rate, page higher position, and ads organic ratio kind of averaged out. So it's comparing to the competitors. How often?
Well, no, this is just generally. This is just generally. The next screen I'm going to show you is then inside the Merchant Center. You can then go, okay, well, how am I comparing to my competitors? So there might be 10 brands that you're competing against. My brand's competing against these other 10 brands, right? So inside Merchant Center, there's a business visibility compared to other sellers. Now, on the right here are all their competitors, and then this is the relative overlap, high position ads organic ratio of the competitors down here. Now, these will be blurred out. Obviously, we don't want to give away the client's brand name. So this turquoise line here is the brand. So let's look at the first one. This is like a very major competitor, and this is their visibility compared to our brand. Now, I think they dropped down a little bit here, up, down, but again, March 14, consistently getting better performance, right?
You didn't do some major budget increase around that same day?
Nope. No. So what I've done, see, with this account, and I'll show you the performance inside Northbeam. We've got Northbeam attached to this account. Our biggest problem with this brand always has been scaling but maintaining MER. Like, so we've got TROAS objectives set on standard shopping PMAX campaigns, and we want it to spend more, but we need to make sure we are getting a return. I mean, I could easily increase revenue spend, but revenue is going to drop, and that's the biggest problem we've always had: is how do we scale spend while scaling revenue at the same time? So we want spend and revenue to move up stair-step with each other, don't we? Yeah. So I've always had my recommended budgets going, please spend more, but I need this return. I'll show you what happened. But all I wanted to show you was the performance of when I turn this on. So it's nearly been a month. This is a major competitor, been outranking them. Another major competitor, as you can see, they've always had more presence, now outranking them. Another major competitor, it's hard to see yellow, isn't it? But again, now outranking them. Another competitor, now outranking them.
That's incredible. So do you think this happens because when the product feed is fully optimized the way Google loves it, it gives, kind of like a better score, like it's easier to win the bid in the ad auction over this competitor because Google just likes your ads. It likes the way the title's written. It likes the way
more information. Yes, you've optimized your title tag. Remember, up to 150 characters and up to 5,000 characters in the description. Now, what I found also is that, and I did it before and after. So, like I said, we run these. This is for PMAX mainly. I had a look at the converting keywords inside PMAX before I turned it on, right? And I could see inside the insights there was consistent non-branded search terms. I've got inside my Performance Max campaigns, I've excluded the brand, and I'm bidding on new customers only. So it is very, very non-branded. There's no brand coming into these Performance Max campaigns. I want a lot of non-branded keywords coming in. What I saw after I turned this on is that the amount of non-branded keywords jumped up by about 50%. So I was getting more and more keywords converting, and I was like, because there was more description, there was more words inside the description. I went, oh my God. And then I could see the engrams, and I was just getting in a lot more auctions because you're giving Google way more information. There's more information. Yeah. And not only that, the natural, so everyone has free listings as well. The free listing impression share started going up as well. Free traffic.
The product feed also controls what shows in the free listing.
inside the Google free listing. So we've had a flow-on effect from that as well. So just to show you the effect, okay, so this is Northbeam. This is all of my shopping campaigns I've got attached to this campaign, to this account, right? Okay. So that includes Performance Max campaigns and standard shopping campaigns. So we've got multiple strategies running here. So this is the performance in the period, in particular from March 14 to April 9. This is the most recent period, and take into account that I wanted to keep spending. The client wants to spend, but wants to maintain revenue at scale, right?
Yeah.
We're getting in the auction more, a lot more exposure, and then down here I've run a filter. On the left-hand side are all the campaign names. All these campaigns have a shopping feed, whether it's a Performance Max campaign or a standard shopping campaign. All right. So I've been able to increase revenue by 100% while increase spend by 100% while maintaining revenue at 83. MERs only dropped by 10%. So in literally under a month, I've doubled our spend.
Right.
While just about doubling our revenue at the same time.
That's incredible. Yeah, because usually when you try to push for growth, there's a diminishing return. It's always going to be that way just because that's the way the free market works, right? You're moving up the funnel. There is going to be a slight diminishing of MER, but only dropping 10% when you've doubled the budget is like unheard of. And in such a short time period, usually doubling the budget is something you work on for years.
Yeah, and look, I wouldn't say that having that is the only thing. Like, we've been able to scale. They've got other marketing platforms as well, so they've been able to scale Facebook. But because Google is converting so much better at the same time, and Performance Max is converting, and spending and converting, and spending and converting. There's just so many more, like as you saw, the visibility is just going through the roof, and the competitive visibility, they're constantly outranking their competitors now in the auction.
So when we looked at that blue spike on the other screen, this one, I asked if you increased the budget. It sounds like there was
no, I didn't. I didn't increase any budget.
The spend did double.
Yeah. So what I had, you know how we'll have a daily budget. There might be a campaign, that daily budget's $500, right? But I'm saying I need a ROAS of 250 or 280 or 300. It won't spend $500. It'll go, yeah, well, if you want 280, I can spend maybe 300.
Okay.
So it was never spending its daily budget.
Yeah.
Now all the campaigns are going, yep, I can spend more now because I'm in the option more.
Got it.
I'm in the option more. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
So it literally just took off. It just took off. Then it resettled, and now it's moving back up to this top of this spike. I'm really looking forward to see where this goes.
That's amazing. So what's the plan? Are we going to start using this with other clients as well?
Yes. So this is being built out now. Pretty well, anyone with Solutions 8 is getting this tool attached. We are optimizing everyone's shopping feed. We've got our in-house specialists doing this every day now. So we're getting feeds ready. It is a little bit of setup, like it takes a while to do, but I mean, if we can get anywhere near performance like this with just optimizing titles and descriptions and making sure all our feeds are built to best practice, why wouldn't we do it?
Right. Yeah. I think we should roll this out as a standard operating procedure.
Oh yeah, it will be. It will be. We've started already. So
very cool.
Yeah, look, and we've got, a lot of other good things going on as well, with the extra service offerings that we've got, Facebook, Klaviyo. I mean, this is huge. Like, we'll have more, in the next coming weeks as we get more and more accounts fed into using this tool, using FeedGen. Like I said, version 1.5 of Google Vision Pro will be attached to FeedGen. I'm hoping today. Come on, Mahad, get it ready for me, mate. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
I'm really grateful to you for hopping on this early for our clients' sake, because I think that it's the type of thing where if you can get ahead of the competition, you'll have, a year before everyone else gets up on board with it, and then you have those spikes. Whereas someday that might not be the case.
Well, it might not be the case, yeah. But at the end of the day, we are playing in Google's sandpit, and we have to play by Google's rules. And Google's sandpit is becoming more and more controlled by their generative AI and their AI tools, AI engine. And it just makes sense. Let's just use their thing that is running our ads.
Yeah.
To make our ads better. So
get ahead of the competition.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you for showing it to me.
No. Did you learn something new today, Regina?
I learned everything about FeedGen.
You knew nothing. You just said, I don't even know. What did you call it before we started? It wasn't even
Feed Optimizer.
Feed Optimizer. So tell me about Feed Optimizer. I said, no, it's FeedGen.
Technically, it is optimizing the feed.
It is. It is. Yes. But yeah, FeedGen. So my next crazy mad science experiment is they've got another tool called FeedX. So FeedX works with FeedGen to A/B split test feeds.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yes, that has been like, how do you split test? How do you A/B test titles or descriptions? And they're like, oh, this is a nightmare. Well, now with FeedGen and FeedX, those two tools together, we can then start running.
I've been waiting for that for years. I've always wanted to. We try to change the product title. We have to take a guess at what keyword might be better. And, then you try to glean whether it worked. But the truth is so many other things changed during those, that split test that you really can't tell. You can't, look at it through a lens of like, this product is doing better now.
Well, that's right. But Google has a tool called Google Experiments. Guess what experiments don't work on? Shopping ads. You can run it for search. You can run it for PMax now, but you still can't run it on products. And
never have been able to.
And experiments are generally only bid, budget, maybe some copy. That's
landing page.
Really well we can do with experiments.
I'm usually using landing pages.
Yeah. So we got FeedGen. We're rolling it out for everyone.
All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for watching. We're going to include the link to Google's FeedGen page on GitHub if you want to walk through the instructions and set it up. Or if you get stuck, let us know, and we will work with you and make it happen. So thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, Glenn from Solutions 8 here, and here we are in the Solutions 8 test kitchen. It's actually physically my kitchen that I've got my office set up in. But this is where I'll be running tests, experimenting with things, playing with things, and what I wanted to do is shoot you a quick video on how I use